things before you watch the actual video. One, this video was filmed over a week ago, so please spare me with this news is old because it was new when I filmed this video. I just haven't had the time to edit this video. And two, I know about the Ra's al Ghul stuff that came out today. They confirmed that he's actually going to be in the show. Well, I actually talked about that like 2 months ago, back in January. So definitely go watch this video right here if you want to hear my thoughts on the whole Ra's al Ghul thing. And then I will talk about that later in another video. So yeah, roll the intro! What's going on, guys? So I finally have another Gotham video for you because I realized that my channel is dying and the Gotham videos are the only ones that get me views. And if this show ever gets canceled, I know who's totally sticking around. I kid, but do I? Seriously though, I was just taking a break from the Gotham videos, and I also want to give you guys quality content. I don't want to just make a video for every photo that gets out there, every selfie that's snapped, everything, because that would get boring and it doesn't add to the theories. Like, I would just be making up shit. But right now, I finally have something that has caught my attention. It's going to be two things. I'm going to talk about some photos with a certain Jerome and Silver St. Cloud, and also photos of a possible Penguin return. So that's what we're going to talk about on today's video. But first, we're going to talk about this damn theory of Silver St. Cloud possibly being Harley Quinn, because I thought this thing was dead. I thought this theory was dead because it's so ridiculous, it's so out there, but everybody is still going on this whole thing of like, well, Juice, the freaking producer said that it's going to be Harley Quinn's going to be somebody that we saw in the show before, and Silver St. Cloud just makes a lot of sense. Yeah, but let me just tell you this. The freaking producers also said that Jerome wasn't going to be the Joker. They also said we were going to see Killer Croc at the beginning of Season 3. And the guy that runs the whole thing, the person that is in charge of Gotham, doesn't believe superhero shows work on TV. So it's kind of hard to believe anything the producers say, you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm not like holding on to any hopes that it is going to be somebody that's going to be on this show. I think they changed their minds. Somebody said that. I think Harley Quinn is going to be a brand new person that we have not seen on this show before. But that doesn't mean that people still aren't going to talk about Silver St. Cloud possibly being Harley Quinn. And let's go ahead and talk about why everybody thinks this, because I had a few people send this to me on Twitter and Instagram. So let's go ahead and talk about it. The reason why this rumor has started back up is because of these two little cutesy videos right here of Cameron Monaghan and Natalie something Lind, I forgot, hold on. Natalie Allenden? Is that how you say her name? I don't know. These Hollywood starlets and their freaking crazy names. We're just gonna call her Silver. But anyways, these are the two little cutesy videos that they took. It's one of those like back and forth videos that you can take on Instagram and shit now. Well, they had that here at a Vanity Fair party. And you know, we'll just go ahead and see why people are starting to blow up about this, and it's because she has this actual quote right here on her Twitter. Jerome and Silver takeover? Thank you, Vanity Fair, for the beautiful night. XXO. Cameron Monaghan, Gotham. That's about it, right? But Cameron also responded to her with this. Was fun. Grats on the good news. One thing I will point out about Cameron's freaking tweet is he doesn't tag Gotham in it. Now, of course, these two little videos sent the freaking internet a buzz, and everybody's like, oh my gosh, she's gonna be Harley Quinn. I can't believe they're gonna be Harley Quinn. They look so cute together. Slow your roll, bitches. No, that doesn't mean anything. First of all, why the hell were they together? Let's go ahead and talk about that first, okay? Apparently, these photos are from a Vanity Fair party that was titled like A Toast to Young Hollywood, and it was in West Hollywood. So it was just a party to honor a lot of the young Hollywood peeps in the world right now. Everybody in the business that's really young was there, because there was a bunch of photos of people there. I mean, freaking Victoria Justice was there. What's his name? Roy Harper from, you know, Arrow was there. The dude that plays, you know, Roy Harper, Red Arrow. He was there. Man, I'm forgetting his name. There was a lot of young Hollywood stars there, and it just so happened that Silver St. Cloud and Jerome were at the same party. They more than likely met during their time in Gotham. You know, maybe they crossed paths. Maybe they were friends before. I don't know. I don't live in Hollywood because I'm not successful. But seriously, they could just be friends, or they could have just met up at this freaking party and been like, what's up, girl? How you doing? And then, you know, there things happen, you know, whatever. But what I'm saying is it doesn't automatically mean that she's gonna be Harley Quinn. And she also called herself Silver. But, of course, it's not gonna end there. You know, this is gonna go on. People are gonna be like, oh my god. And I can tell you a million reasons why it doesn't make sense. One, she's Silver St. Cloud. That's the main reason. She is a character from the Batman comics. It wouldn't make sense for her to change and automatically be another character from the Batman comics. 2, she's way too young to be Harley Quinn. I mean, she's still in high school. She's Bruce's age. She would need to finish high school and automatically go to school for 8 to 10 years to be a psychiatrist. And I know it takes that long because my sister-in-law is one, I think. And 3, even if she did somehow, in the matter of, what, half a season, finish high school and go to 10 years of college, it would be insane to let a little girl work at Arkham. Like, it just wouldn't make sense. And she would have to have a name change at the same time. Like, it just, oh my god, it wouldn't. I don't see how it would work. I can tell you this, honestly, I can tell you this, is if the only way I can see her actually being called Harley Quinzel is if when she left Gotham with Tabitha, that Tabitha was like, look, to keep you alive because the family's gonna want to find you and want to kill you because you failed, you need to change your name. And they give her the name Harley Quinzel. And maybe she talks to Bruce down the line, or maybe she crosses paths with Selina or whatever, or somebody. She talks to somebody and they're all like, oh, Silver, like, where have you been? And she's like, it's not Silver anymore. She's like, I had to change my name because of, you know, Gotham or the family coming after me, so my name now is Harley Quinzel. I don't really like it, but, you know, whatever. That is the only thing that I could find plausible and that would make sense, is that she has a name change and that is how she becomes Harley Quinzel. Because let's be real, if she just somehow crosses paths with Jerome and Jerome like beats her or makes her go crazy or whatever, and he just so happens to come up with the name Harley Quinn, like Harley Quinn, I'm just gonna call you Harley Quinn when your name is Silver St. Cloud. Like, it's just, too many, it's too out there. It's way too out there, because why didn't they just call her Barbara Streisand or Oprah Winfrey? Like, you know, come on, like, you know, some other name, like, that's, how do you just get, you're gonna make up Harley Quinn out of nowhere? Like, it doesn't make sense. So yeah, I just think it's way, way too much to make Silver St. Cloud Harley Quinn. You'd have to explain so much. Now, yes, could Gotham just flat out be like, we don't give a fuck, like, oh yeah, Silver St. Cloud, you're Harley Quinn now. Bada bing, bada boom. We're great writers. Of course they could do that, but it would be super stupid and make no sense. But, you know, by golly, all gee whiz, they could do whatever the fuck they want. To be fair, I will say with these photos and Cameron saying "Grat" on the good news or whatever, you know, maybe they are gonna work together. It's possible. I don't know. I'm not gonna, anything can happen on Gotham, so I'm not gonna say that it's 100% not possible, but I am gonna say it's like 95% not gonna happen, because like I said, anything can happen on this show. But maybe she got like a movie deal or something crazy happened and that they were talking about it that night, and that's why he's saying congratulations. Or maybe she's coming back to the show in a bigger, you know, bigger role somehow. But I just, her being Harley Quinn, I just don't see it. I think it's way too much to explain, and I feel like Gotham's starting to get its feet, like, and it's starting to build up great characters, and just to do something so far out of left field, I think it'll just be like, I think you'll start killing that fan base that is just like starting to come back because you're making a good, solid, you know, Joker character, and then you're just gonna be like, wait, wasn't this chick so-and-so, and then what the fuck, blah, 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 and they can't just keep doing like, oh, she died, and we brought her back, and we gave her a new memory, like, that, it's done. Do not keep doing the same stories, like, just keep moving on. Bring in somebody new. You're good, Gotham. Just don't overdo it, bros. Or chicas. So those are my thoughts on the whole Silver St. Cloud possibly being Harley Quinn thing. But let's go ahead and move on to the next thing, and that is freaking this photo right here of the Riddler in the, you know, if you guys saw my breakdown video of the next episode, we were talking about this is a chess room or whatever, and he's probably planning something. Well, in that scene, he's talking to motherfucking Penguin. The freaking Penguin is right here, and everybody's like, what? How is that possible? He died. He shot him in the stomach and shit. Well, more than likely, freaking the Riddler is talking to Penguin, who's not actually there. You know, he's just a figment of his imagination, and we do know that, you know, Riddler is very susceptible to growing crazy. He, you know, used to see himself next to himself, and he was talking to him when he was becoming the Riddler. Now he's replacing the Riddler character, who he is now, with Penguin. And Penguin is going to be that mentor, especially since Penguin was like, I'm the person that created you. Like, I showed you, like, I know who you really are. So maybe now he's seeing Penguin, since Penguin is the person that sees him for who he is, and he is, like, talking to him, like, you know, freaking imaginary, and that is who the person he's talking to, because if you remember in that breakdown trailer I was talking about how he's talking to somebody. There is somebody like that he is literally having a conversation with, talking about how he just feels like there's always been somebody inside of him. Well, now we know it's gonna be Penguin, and it's gonna be a figment of his imagination. At least that's how the best assumption is, that it is a figment of his imagination. And also, if you do look at this photo, it kind of actually makes sense, because if you look at Penguin, he looks kind of dirty. And if you look on his shoulders, it looks like there's some moss or maybe like seaweed on his shoulder or something like that. I don't think it's just like a new style that he's trying out. I think that it is like he's talking to Penguin as if he rose out of the ocean and he's like covered in shit. Because remember, he got shot in the stomach, fell in the ocean, thinks he's dead. So maybe he's just seeing him as that way, and Penguin is going to be a little, you know, dirty. Maybe his jacket and shit's gonna be wet. Who knows? But it looks like freaking Riddler is going to be talking to Penguin as a figment of his imagination, and just a way to cope with everything that's going on and becoming the Riddler fully. And I think this is just a good way to actually keep Penguin in the storyline for now, until he comes back with Fish Mooney, or however they plan on bringing him back. The Fish Mooney storyline just seems like the best thing, because, you know, they had their little moment. She's been gone this whole time. Maybe she saw the incident happen, or maybe some of her goons saw the incident happen. They bring him back to Fish Mooney. She brings him back to life because she is still working with Hugo Strange and all of that jazz. Remember, you know, Penguin let her go, so maybe she's like, you know, gonna give him life again or whatever. So, you know, it could be a cool little dynamic, and they're gonna work together to take down Riddler and Barbara and all that jazz. It would just be an awesome storyline. So I think this is just an interesting way to have Penguin in the show still while he's dead at the moment. So I think this is just a cool thing they're going to be doing for a few episodes, depending on how long they're going to go with this Riddler storyline. That is it for this video. Now, I know you guys want more Gotham content, and I'll try to give you more content, but it's got to be, for me, myself, it has to be quality. Like, it has to be something interesting like this to talk about. I don't want to just see, like, selfies and stuff like that and be like, what does this mean? And have to make up a story for you guys. And I kind of hope you guys will also look at the other content on my channel, too, because, you know, I appreciate you guys watching. I love the stuff you talk about in the comments, you know, and if there's other shows that you watch just as much as Gotham, let me know in the comments, and maybe I'll cover it, because maybe I watch it too and I just don't cover it, or whatever. That way we can continue this conversation, because like I said, Gotham has not been picked up for season 4, so it would suck if this show gets canceled, and then what? We're not friends anymore because this show doesn't exist? That's kind of mean. But I will say this, I do want to do a Gotham Q&A, since we still have like 2 months until this damn show comes back. So, in the comment sections down below, do leave your questions you have about Gotham, and I will pick, like I've done in the past, some of the best ones, and I will do a Gotham Q&A in like a week or so. So, I'm only going to take questions that are in the comment sections down below. Don't send them to me on Instagram. Don't send them to me on Twitter. I'm only going to take questions from this comment section, because pulling them from everywhere else just gets really crazy. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching this video. Please give it a thumbs up to help out the channel. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button for all things nerdy and geeky on this channel. As always, I am your host, JUICEbox. Remember, when you wake up in the morning, ask yourself something. Have I my daily dose of juice? See you guys next time. Bye!